What's up, everybody? Thank you once again for joining us for another lender Q&A session. As you guys know, when you're part of our community group, you do get access to these live lender Q&As every single week. And after the Q&A session is over, we send a recording out to all of our members along with an Excel sheet breakdown of how to place a loan with our lender with us. So today we have Mr. Blake Melstrom. Blake, thank you for being on.
Thank you,
Blake's
John.
with JCAP. So JCAP, I believe we have them in our commercial bridge bucket, which is a fantastic bucket to have. As you guys know, you got to have a host of buckets if you're going to be placing loans as a loan brokerage, a commercial loan broker. You have to have your fix and flip, your multifamily bucket, your special use. Blake sits in that commercial bridge bucket. So once again, Blake, thank you so much for hopping on the call today.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Yeah, no problem. So Blake, just to get started, for just to give context to everybody, who hasn't seen you or met you yet, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of where you're from, how you got into commercial lending, and then we'll dive into exactly what JCAP likes to see.
Sure thing. Yeah. So, my name's Blake. Grew up in the LA area, down in Orange County now, which is where JCAP's office is in California. I was a commercial mortgage broker for about 10 years, an analyst before that in commercial real estate. So a total of about 20 years, 19, 20 years in commercial real estate. Moved over to JCAP a few months ago, to do a little bit more commercial real estate in our portfolio. We do a lot of single families, but we're trying to do more commercial.
Right on, right on. Yeah, so let's get into exactly what you like to see. So, where's JCAP located anyways? Are they in LA as well?
Orange County,
Orange County. Okay, fantastic. I call Orange County or like
LA. Same.
Irvine, California is like financial mecca. That's where all
Right.
the
Yeah. We're right by
financial.
Newport Beach, right by
Exactly.
Irvine.
Yep.
So,
So
by the airport in Orange County.
right on. I lived a couple of years in Newport Beach. There's nothing like it. The surf city.
Yeah.
Just good time, brother. Good times. Well, yeah, tell us a little bit more about the types of deals that you guys like to see. You said a little bit of mostly SFR and
Yeah.
some mixed
So,
use. Yeah,
so
give us.
mostly SFR. Like I said, trying to do more commercial. So we have a small bucket. Basically, what we're not doing are fix and flips, construction, no land deals, improved land, single family, commercial real estate, bridge loans, cash out refinances, acquisition financing. We'll do some second trustees as well. So just a small niche there. Most of the loans we're doing are in California, but we will go to all Western states, Colorado, Utah, Texas, Florida, a little bit in Hawaii. So really not much in like the Midwest.
Cool. So straight bridge requests.
Right.
The straight up bridge, we're not doing fix and flip, which
Correct.
means they don't want to do a whole rehab project. If I recall correctly, you guys will allow for minimal rehab though. So if
Minimal.
somebody's like, hey, I want a little bit of, want to fix it up just a little bit, maybe a commercial property, a little bit of work needs to be done to stabilize.
Hmm.
Am I correct or am I mistaken there?
Correct. Yeah, we just don't want any walls being taken down, kind of like the lipstick type of rehab we can handle.
Sure.
Something that's like 90% complete or yeah, just a little bit of cash out for some rehab. So
Sure.
yeah, the full rehab, full construction, mid construction, we're not good with.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the reason why I think I really wanted to add you guys to our bucket list, it wasn't to do commercial, bridge loans on the SFRs. I
Okay.
think the main thing was to hit that small balance commercial bucket for
Sure.
commercial real estate itself. So not commercial investment property. We're talking like real commercial properties. There's a real lack of funding for small balance commercial assets who
Right.
need not only permanent financing, but also bridge financing. So tell us a little bit about the categories that you're willing to lend on within the actual commercial real
Sure.
estate, bucket.
Yeah, so we'll do some light industrial, strip retail, small multifamily, no owner user. So it's really what we're looking for, those three product types right there.
Okay. So on the commercial assets, is it okay? Like, let's talk about vacancy. So let's say someone wants to buy a vacant general use retail building.
Not good at that. We need
Okay.
some income being produced. So generally when it comes to commercial real estate, why they're using us is for some reason they can't qualify for a conventional loan or they need to take down the property real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We do require MAI appraisal, so that's the only thing that would hold up closing. So that takes 2.5, 3 weeks, and that would be like our closing time frame. So conventional financing, based on my background, I know it typically takes 90 days, if not longer, to land some of those. And a lot of sellers, they want the buyer to close real quickly. So that's when they come to us. And we
Got
have
it.
no, yeah, we have no prepayment penalty on our loans. So a lot of times they do just use us for about 90, 120 days or so until they do qualify for conventional or can get the conventional financing.
Got it. So what about like DSCR requirement then? Do you actually have a requirement there, 1-to-1 ratio? If you
Yeah,
want to see it cash flow, right?
we do. We want to be at least break even. I would like to underwrite it to banks rates at a 125 debt coverage, but we can get to our rates are around 11.5%. If we can break even at 11.5%, we would love that.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So the whole purpose of a JCAP loan is to acquire quickly, where, hey, they're running out of time. They just want to purchase it. Then they're going to refinance quickly out of it, right?
Mhm.
Which, selling a high interest rate isn't that hard if someone knows they can refinance within 60 days, you
Right.
know? So that's really good.
Yeah, the
Okay.
key
Let's
with the
talk.
key with our loan is that no prepay.
Makes sense. Let's talk about the refinance.
Sure.
So that's on a purchase. Let's like I want to purchase a commercial building or whatever. Needs some debt service, whatever. How about refinance requirements? What kind of requirements do you have if someone wants to pull cash out to go acquire another asset or whatever?
Sure. The main requirement we have is we can only get to 60%, 60, on the cash out refi. But we don't have like a minimum credit score. I mean, we'll take the full picture, see what the deal looks like. But that's the main requirement. It's just 60% on the cash out.
60% as a guideline, no FICO score requirement, so that's
Right.
good. And why would someone come to you to do a cash out refinance on a 1-to-4 at 60%?
Yeah, that's a good question. Cash out to buy another property.
Yep. Yep. Ideal. Cash out to buy another property or maybe pay tax lien. How do you feel about like tax liens and stuff like that against the asset?
We just have to handle that through escrow. It's got to be paid off before we close.
Sure, sure. Yep. Paid off prior to closing or upon at closing.
At closing.
Got it. Got it. What about personal tax liens? Do you guys do like a background check on the person's tax situation?
No.
Okay, right on. I understand. Okay, fantastic. I think I have everything I want so far in terms of questions. Let's hop on over to, I'm going to share my screen, make sure everybody knows which JCAP we're working with so there's no confusion. And then we'll walk through the Excel sheet and, make sure that thing's up to date. And we'll let you loose, Mr. Blake.
All right, sounds good.
Looks like we had somebody join us a minute ago. If you're coming in a little bit late, no big deal. We just went over some basic details. If you have a question and you want to ask, go ahead, throw it in the chat, or you can actually go ahead and unmute yourself and I'll let you ask the question. One of the two, I don't mind. But right now I'm going to share my screen. Okay, guys. So just to confirm, you are in the right place when you're looking up JCAP in our Excel sheet. This is JCAP's website. Am I right,
Correct.
Blake?
Yep, that's correct.
This is it. So you're not sending it to any other JCAP. As you guys know, I work with Velocity Mortgage. I work with some other lenders, and there are multiple lender names. Sometimes you might get the wrong JCAP, right? So this is the one you're looking for right here. Now, moving on to our Excel sheet. This is the most important sheet. As you guys know, if you sign up for a turnkey brokerage model, you will get access to this Excel sheet. This Excel sheet has several lender buckets. As you can see at the bottom, you have our 1-to-4 bridge loan, ground up construction. You have our 1-to-4 and 5+ perm loans. We have a purely ground up bucket. We have our commercial bridge, small balance perm, SBA, pretty much a lender for every kind of deal. And it's not a freakishly large lender database. The purpose of this Excel sheet, guys, is to give you a nice little niche of lenders that rebound really well off each other, and you have a vested account executive with each firm. So these are account executives we work with. They respond well, and you're not having to inquire on some random lender's website and get matched up with a brand new AE, someone who's not vested in the business. Blake is fairly new to JCAP. However, I know he's working right under the tutelage of the main manager there. So I'm okay with Blake being on our panel. So let's go through this really quick. Blake, let's make sure we got all the right information here. So Blake, this is still your contact information, right? Nothing here has changed.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's right. So for our, members, we want to make sure, you're always having the right contact information. This is why we do these weekly lender Q&As. Couple of things. Recent Q&A session. We're going to throw a link to the recent Q&A session. So when you get access to the turnkey lender module, you are going to get access to the Q&As. Why send you the deal? I think we already went over this, but if there's anything else you want to throw in here, Blake, just let me know right now.
Yeah, speed is a good one. We meet with credit committee every day, so our response times are really fast. I can give you a quick no, quick maybe, and that yes, it takes about a day.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear. And as you guys can see, West Coast only, very important. Don't be throwing the East Coast deals to Blake. He'll just shoot them down. You're still 30,000 to 5 million, small balance bridge lending. That's what we're sending to Blake. 3 to 12 month term. Is that still accurate?
Correct.
And these are your points right now.
Right.
And you do second position loans.
We do.
All right. Well, let's throw that in why to send a deal. That's actually really important. What's the max CLTV there?
60.
60 CLTV.
Yes.
Got it. So someone has to have a really a lot of equity there.
Right.
They want to be sending you there. That's okay. We aren't table funding. We aren't doing YSP. That's not normal with commercial bridge loans. We are still accurate here on your categories: investment 1 to 4, multifamily, and commercial. Correct?
Right.
No hotel, special use, hotel, motel. You don't do anything restaurant, church. Is there any exceptions here that I can list where you can do stuff that might be special use or land heavy?
No, not at all.
Got it. Fine. That's perfectly fine. You're not doing ground up, but this is
Right.
your sweet spot. We're doing bridge, purchase, refinance. It is recourse, right? Do they have
Correct.
to have an LLC to fund with you?
We prefer it, but no.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. You will do appraisal reassignments. That's fantastic. And these leverages, are these still accurate?
Yeah, we can get up to 70% of the purchase. This has got to be a really nice property, really good location. Most of the stuff we're doing is 65 on the purchase.
Got it. Got it. Got it. No minimum FICO. Fantastic. All right. So that's all crystal clear. As you guys can see, we want you to use this placement tool as your primary tool to place loans. Hey, I got a deal. I need someone who has no FICO requirements. You scroll down to the bottom. FICO right here, no FICO required. Boom. I know that we don't need a FICO. Okay, is Jake going to be a good lender? Here's our loan amounts. Okay, we're good there. And then you just go ahead and hit Jake up. Or excuse me, Blake. Sorry, brother.
So
Blake,
I get that a lot.
yeah, what's the best way to send a deal to you?
Email is always good, but anybody can give me a call at any time.
Cool. Phone, email.
Email, text, whatever.
Okay.
As a former broker, I'm used to responding pretty quickly. So
You got to respond quick so you understand the game. So that's
correct.
fantastic. All right. Well, I think that wraps everything up for me. Does anybody on the call have any questions? Throw it in the chat. You can unmute yourself. We had a couple of people rolling a little bit late, so it's fine if you don't have questions. You don't want to, try to answer a question that we may have already addressed. Anybody have any questions at all? I'm going to leave it open just for a moment.
Well, sure, I do, John, even though I just hopped on. So I took a quick look. West Coast only?
West Coast, we'll do Utah, Colorado, Texas, a little bit of Florida.
No Connecticut then.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Not.
I have a church in Connecticut. So John, if you want to hop on church in Connecticut, let me know.
Yeah, only churches that have general use building. If it's a church that if I look it up and the usage is institutional and place of worship, then we get messed up. So
Okay, no, it's actually being bought by the Reverend and a couple of his parishioners, and it's a cool old, originally built as an industrialist primary residence in 1895.
fantastic. Well, we'll take a look at it. Shoot it to me in an email. We'll see if we can get that one rolling.
Okay, great. Okay, I
Fantastic.
gotta mute myself. I'm in the car. Okay,
All right. Thanks, Mark. That's
thank you.
Mark, our resident uh, Connecticut resident broker. So he's always got the deals out there. Thank you so much, Mark. All right, guys.
Thank you.
I think that wraps everything up. Again, if you have a deal, send it straight to Blake from your placement tool that we have here. Shoot him the basic details, throw it at him, and he'll respond quickly. That's the name of the game there. Blake, any parting words for us before we call it the meeting?
No, other than thank you for having me on, John.
Right on, brother. Hey, no problem, Blake. We'll have you on another in a couple months.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Thanks, guys. God bless you all. We will talk to you soon.
All right, take
Bye-bye.
care.